Greetings.
Hey.
My name is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I am here with Social General Rob.
Yep.
And today we're going to have my second to last practice bat rep before the Lone Star Open. And not just a video bat rep, but battle in general. My schedule the next few days leading up are going to be very busy. It's not just going prep for this, but it's also real life stuff that's going on. Like my weekends all booked up, and then my days. So it's I got 2 more chances to test things out. And on this one, we're getting a very key test in, as you can already see, and that is going up against an Onager. And I needed to go up against an Onager. It didn't matter if it was a double Onager or a single Onager, just an Onager in general, because I've never actually flown against one. I've flown them myself many times, but I've never flown against them. So I need to test my theory craft on how to beat them in actual practice to see if it's valid. And to do that, fortunately, we had a subscriber submit a list. One you've already seen before, Matt Soms.
Yes.
Very grateful. He sent a list in. He put together a double Onager list for me to go up against. And I will also be, I'm not going to be telling Rob how to play, but I am going to be giving Rob assistance. And if I see him, this is not going to be like our normal tournament prep where we just like play and then our mistakes, we just live with him. If I see Rob making a serious tactical error with an Onager movement or something like that, just since I have experience with it, I don't want to practice against an Onager list and just walk all over Rob because he's never done it before.
Exactly, and that is the thing. I've never played an Onager before. As you guys know, I've played not that many lists of Imperials as it is,
right.
But Onagers never. I've done a lot of research since Matt's asked for it, and Matt's been very great. That also helped me a little with it, but now it comes up to playing it.
Yes.
And so I asked Ben a few questions before we actually start taping. And Ben said, well, no, you can do this, you gotta do that, don't worry about that, you know. But I said, okay, Ben, you want this to be a challenge. I don't know if I'm the person to do it, but well, I'm willing to try. So Ben said, so I will give you a nudge here and there if you need it, don't worry.
Yeah.
But we are going to try to do this as much tournament as possible.
Yeah.
Because there are other ships on the board that I should not have a problem with. If I do, he's just gonna say, okay, that's your problem. And that is my squadrons, the Raider, and then Gozanti. If I don't know how to use those, he's just going to shake his head and go, whatever, die, kill it off.
Well, I'm not going to be like that, but
in tournament reasons,
right? Yeah, but
turn-wise, I'm sorry.
It's one of those. Mainly it's just for like critical strategic mistakes that might be made with the Onagers, and also especially in deployment. Even though I'd love to go up against an Onager player at the tournament, and if I see them massively out deploy themselves, that'd be great. But I'm assuming if someone's going to the tournament, I'm assuming these are, tournament players and they're very competitive, and if they're bringing Onagers, double or single, I'm sure they're familiar with them up straight, back and forward, so I don't want the game to be lost on the outset from a deployment mistake either. So
you don't want to make a mistake either.
Well, I don't. Well, if I make a mistake, then I'm going to live with it. But it's one of those, I want to make sure that these are not deployed wrong, because I want to make sure I test myself properly.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yes.
You cannot make a mistake because you didn't test yourself properly.
Yes, exactly. So, and as you guys can see here, I'm sure you guys have watched my update video by now. If you haven't, I released it on Thursday just to try to give you guys an up-to-date sense of what's actually going on because of all the time travel that's been happening. With me filming bat reps, them sitting in the queue, then me filming more bat reps and things have already changed before the other bat reps come out. It's just all the time travel shenanigans happening, but this is coming out. Filming this after all of my bat reps have been filmed. The only one that's time travel-esque is releasing tomorrow, but it's already been, I've already told you guys about it. It's the Irish Mad Cat one. You guys have already watched it by the time you watch this. So
sure.
It's yes, I know this is a lot of videos for you guys to watch. I trust my understanding you guys can get to all of them. It's kind of
time travel for me right now with Irish Mad Cat. I have not seen that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this is, like I said, this is we're filming this on Friday. You're just going to see this Monday, and tomorrow you're going to see my last one. This will be releasing on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there tomorrow, not ours tomorrow.
Yes, I know. It's just
there tomorrow, you guys are going to see my last test. But for this one, as you guys can see, this is me going back to my original Thrawn foundation, and that's with having the Chimera, Quasar, Gozanti with a heavy squad presence. And I wanted Rob to pick which list I went up against, pick my list that I used.
And I did not get a choice, actually. Believe it or not, I did not get a choice. Our first person who submitted a list, which will be our last person that Ben will be playing against, ironically. He saw Ben's co-op list at the time, and he said, "That is the one I want." That was it. He goes, "I'll play." I said, "You don't make any changes," because after Franz and Matt Som's Starhawk plays we did, Ben did turn to me and say, "Rob, send those other the other guys that we have left, a message saying this is the updated list. Do you guys want to change your lists so that he could have a fair, they have fair fights?"
Yeah, the SSD and Starhawk 1, there was no time because that was the last minute. I was up all night early in the morning making that change. That was last minute. With this, I wanted to make sure our final 2 subscriber ones had time to make adjustments for the KUAT potential.
Yeah.
So he I don't know who it is. I have no idea what the list is. This is going to be complete. No idea what it's going to be until I play it on Monday. But that's going to be my double ISD, and I'll talk about that on the video you see tomorrow. Right. So talking about this one, this is exactly as you guys saw in my update video. I've made no changes since I made that to this version. And it's my newest Chimera and everything, and I'll go into that in the pregame interview. We're already rambling on enough. So
yeah, I know, right?
Let's just stop. I'll do the fleets in the mission.
And we'll explain more about that later.
And then after fleets in the mission, you'll see Rob and I deploying and sped up overlay, and then we'll talk more detail on this in the pregame interview. And again, guys, I know these are long. If you don't want to care about the interviews, just use the chapter links in the bottom. Just get right to the battle. Feel free to use those to stop, come back later, and you guys can play. So that's why I put those there. You guys can easily stop, find a place, and skip the stuff you don't want to see. So, coming up next, it'll be the fleets and mission. For the Imperials, I have my locked-in Chimera, which is going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn with Chimera, Take Evasive Action, an Imperial 2 Star Destroyer, Commander Vanto, Gunnery Teams, Electronic Countermeasures, Leading Shots, and XI-7 Turbo Lasers, a Quasar Fire 1 with Flight Controllers, and a Gozanti Cruiser with CommsNet. And then for Squadrons, I have Merrick Steele, Colonel Jendon, Zertik Strom, Captain Jonas, and 3 TIE Defender Squadrons. For the double Onager list submitted by Matt Soms for me to test myself against, we have Admiral Screed on an Onager test bed with the Raquel title, Intel Officer, Ordnance Experts, and the Orbital Bombardment Cannon. Then a second Onager test bed with Intel, Ordnance Experts, and Orbital Bombardment. Then we have Iden Versio on a Raider 2 with Corvus and disposable capacitors, and a Gozanti Cruiser with munitions resupply. For Squadrons, we have IG-88 Bravo and 2 Fire Spray 31s. For missions, as is usual, and as probably going to be usual for the entire tournament, I will not have the choice. Matt's list came in at 396, and Rob chose to be second, so I had to choose from his missions. And they were Surprise Attack, Capture the VIP, and Solar Corona. And I've already tested myself against Surprise Attack, so I didn't need to do that again, and that would also just be really bad, I think, against an Onager list. And Solar Corona, I've played many times, so I'm getting a feel for that and kind of already know how that plays. So I wanted to try Capture the VIP, because it would be the first time that I've tested against that. I think I've only played it once ever in Armada, so I wanted to give that a shot. And that's where, after we deploy, Rob's going to place a objective token in the play area. Has to be kind of pseudo more in the center of the play area. And then if a ship reveals a command dial within distance 1, that ship gets to pick it up. If that ship is destroyed, it is dropped. The opponent gets to place where it drops, touching the base of the ship that is destroyed. Then another ship can potentially pick it up. At the end of the game, whoever has that objective token gets 50 victory points. Coming up next, Rob and I will be deploying in a sped up overlay, and you will hear us talk about our strategy and tactics in the pregame interview. And this might be a bit longer of a pregame interview, so feel free to skip it if you just want to get into the game using the chapter links below. Okay, so now that you've seen the fleets and the mission, you're going to start seeing Rob and I deploying on a sped up overlay here. And I'm just going to briefly go over my list. If you guys want more in-depth on reasons behind the changes and why I might consider going back to this list, just watch my update video I posted last Thursday. But just briefly, it's my new Chimera build for the tournament. Regardless of what list I take, either this one or the one with the Kuat, Chimera is staying the same. The gunnery teams, I think, is a great change. It just allows it just to give out even more firepower and helps me counter MSU lists. And even just firing twice at big ships is always a good fight. Big ship, you know. But it helps me defend against MSU lists. And the electronic countermeasures, as I've already said, guys, in my update video, the 3 games in a row that I tested it out, if I didn't have it, Thrawn would have died, and he didn't in those 3 games. So, it is a massive change, and it was effective change. It's actually, I didn't mention this in the update video, it's like a classic ISD2. Before 1.5, and actually before Thrawn, the Chimera expansion came out, all you saw everywhere, and I mean, I was the same way, ISD2, gunnery teams, electronic countermeasures, leading shots, XI7s.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. We're going back to the classics, guys. Those of you who've been playing Armada for forever, especially since when the ISD first came out, I mean, I can't remember people playing anything different. I didn't play when it first came out, but even whenever I first started in 2017, that was still like the thing. And it was devastating back then. And it actually, with the tokens that you, and especially with that I can get the tokens I need with Thrawn and with Vanto, it's like I'm playing an old school ISD2. So
it's still playable.
It's still playable, I think. So, and then the rest of it, I've already talked about the squads. I've already talked about, you know, the changes putting in Zyrtec and putting in Jonas. Again, if you want more in depth, I don't want to go on forever. Just put that in the, go check the update video. This is my last test of this one. So this is my last test of this one. And then, like I said, just a reminder, tomorrow you guys will see my last test of the double ISD variant. So, I'm glad I'm doing this one against the Onager because this is the most deadly thing other than heavy MSU, I could face this particular list. Because if I'm not careful, these Onagers can delete my fleet fast. And this game could be over quick if I make maneuvering mistakes. Now, as you guys will see, eventually it's probably not there yet. The reason why I deployed like I did is because I want to test my head cannon, or not head cannon, head theory crafting of how to beat an Onager list, no matter how many Onagers are on the board. And that's to split them. So you'll notice eventually when it comes up, and I had deployment advantage on this, so that I could see where, no matter what Rob did, I could see where his first Onager went, so I can make my choice. Is that I'm sending my Gozanti, Quasar, one way, sending my Chimera the other way. I'm going to force Rob to choose. You can choose to send both Onagers at one group or another, or you can choose to split them. And then my goal is to get around the sides, because, I mean, this isn't a theory. If you get to the side of the Onager, it dies. It has complete crap for guns on the sides and complete crap for shields on the sides. And once you get to its side, it just can't turn fast enough to get you out of its side. But I have to get to the side and survive ignition shots. So I'm going to try to maybe swing around, outrange his ignition shots, which is very hard. As you guys saw, he has orbital bombardment. It's the longest range ignition, so he gets to go long then long. It's going to be extraordinarily difficult, if not impossible, to get out of his ignition shots.
But if anybody can do it, it can be better.
Well, we'll see. We'll try. And I'm interested to see which choice. I'm not going to tell Rob which way he should go.
No.
But I'm going to be interested to see which choice Rob makes on how he decides that he wants to then start turning his Onagers and which group he wants to shoot at. And you'll see my squads when I place them. The reason why I do love this setup with all these squads and my fast squads I have, Gens and slow, but he basically has speed of 5 because he gets to move 3 and then his distance to do his thing is 2, which is basically is that I can deploy them anywhere I want, and I have at least a turn, maybe 2 turns, to then reposition them where I need them to be.
So, go wherever you need to.
One thing that is on this is that my CommsNet is being wasted. I can't send CommsNet over to the Chimera, so Chimera cannot rely on CommsNet. He's going to have to rely on Vanto to fuel my fleet commands and other things. But basically, I'm going to be using the Gozanti as a shield for the Quasar. If the Gozanti gets obliterated, that's fine. But if he wants to shoot through my Gozanti and try to go for the Quasar, I'm going to try to make sure it's an obstructed shot every time until the Gozanti dies. So,
I hate to say it, but I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with that.
Basically, whenever it gets to you guys will see, I'm basically using the Gozanti as a shield for the Quasar. So that's its purpose, and its purpose is to die. I expect it fully to die, but hopefully it can survive long enough and obstruct the Quasar long enough for the Quasar to get around and get outside of the Onagers or be able to start sending my bombers in. So the mission, if I get the token, great. If not, I'm not going to chase it, because if I chase the token, I'm going to chase it right into both arcs of the Onagers. So that's not happening. Rob's probably going to pick it up with Iden and run. It's fine. I'm not even worried about chasing her. So that'll just be 50 points that I have to make up somewhere else. So, and it's one of those, if I can drop both Onagers, then 50 points doesn't
matter. Right.
Yeah. So I'm basically just ignoring the mission. It was better than picking the other two. Surprise attack. Like I said, I already talked about I did a test surprise attack with this list.
Yep. And
it worked, but that would be death with Onagers.
Yeah.
And I don't think it could turn and get around them fast enough, even to pulling up a little bit closer, but he could just go like bonk right in front of the station and,
just sit there.
Yeah, so, and then the other one, Solar Corona, again, I can't let him just see where I deploy, then deploy his Onagers how he wants. So this was the only option I had to be able to use my out-deploy advantage and basically wait until the last minute to place the Chimera, because that's my gun that needs to get to the side and start blasting him in the flank. So, alright, so that's my thoughts on my strategy and stuff on deployment. But Rob, why don't you tell me about you and Matt coming together with this list, and then what your strategy is going to be after you've deployed, and how you want. I mean, don't tell me what you're going to do, obviously, because it's kind of important if I know which way you're going to turn. Don't do that, but like what are your goals with this and how you want to approach it?
So, anyways, Matt and I had a great talk, especially after he saw poor Matt. He knew the double Onager list was coming up, and when he saw what Ben was bringing out with the quad and everything, he's like, and I said, don't worry, Matt, I'm here to tell you that let's do the list ahead of time. You have a week at that point, a little under, to look it over and make changes all he needed. And that's like, as Ben said earlier. Because we want to make it a fair fight. It's not going to be a fair fight. Ben's not going to get a good test out of it. So I said, pick your list. So he's looking over. In the meantime, yes, this was a week. We can in the meantime, at the same time, anyways, the other player, which still remained anonymous at the moment, he said, no, I want the co-op list. Even before Matt could decide. It was instant. That was it. He wants it. That was it. I said, all right. So I told Matt, and Matt said, oh, good. Thank you. That made his life a little easier. So Matt said, all right, the squadrons is the main problem. Okay, because as you can see, he only has 3 squadrons. They're all rogue. He said, that way, you don't have to worry about it. Take care of the Onagers and, Iden and then, of course, Gozanti. Let them do what they need to do. Tie up. I mean, this is obvious. Ben's going to know this one, so I'm not worried about him knowing about this tactic. Yeah. You use your squad to tie up his.
Yeah. And my counter to that is that I need to tie you up first.
Right.
So I'll just let you. I mean, you guys know my goal with the changes I made to my squads. My men's squad go with the quad.
Right.
Is I need to try to do, because it's not a secret.
Right. Yeah.
Get Zyrtec in there first before he can react, just to lock his squads down.
Yep.
And then maybe send in a defender or two to help. But then that just leaves my true squads, which is Merrick, Gent, and Jonas, and maybe a defender or two to go start doing work on the actual ships. So, it's basically both of us, but who can actually lock down who first is going to be the goal. So
a lot of staging and a little Old West type movies, like who could draw first? Who's that right second? And then the Corvus or Raider 2 or Iden. I'm going by Iden right now. She is basically in case someone gets around the Onagers and to help out. That was Matt's idea, and then also, if anybody needs any help anywhere, she can get there. Because the Raider 2, he can get to where it needs to go. And with Iden on top of that, that's even better. I mean, she's got really good abilities.
Yeah, she can cancel dice at close range,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a ship or squad. So even if I send bombers in after, I have to get through basically 40 bays
Right.
worth of bombers coming in
So
before then I can have free reign to hit her. So then that's 4 bombers that I already used to try to get through her evades. So Iden makes the Raider and with the changes to 1.5, extraordinarily survivable now in close range.
oh yeah.
It's almost an auto. If I'm bringing in just one Raider and not like trying to spam them, I always put Iden on a Raider.
The big
It's an auto include. If
Yeah.
I'm bringing a Raider, Iden's on it. Just to,
I think there are some ships that have the almost auto includes.
Yes.
And then the Onagers. Now, the titled Onager, Raquel?
yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Raquel,
Raquel.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for. I'm like I was sure to do so. It can turn on at speed 0.
Yeah, so you'll be able to slow down turn 1 and then just start doing pivots, basically treat it like an Onager, like an artillery piece, and just try to track link.
Exactly.
So,
If you do not know, if you cannot see from this angle, it is the second one in. So it's right next to Iden.
yeah, they won't be able to see it quite from this angle, but coming up on the pictures, it'll be the inside Onager is Screed and the Raquel.
Yeah,
The one that has to move, or he could be at 0 and then
Mhm.
not be able to turn, is the one that's going to be on the outside of his fleet. So once those pictures come up.
So, like you just mentioned, that was a good mention, by the way. It's Screed. Now, he was going to put Ramadi on here. As we know, the channel.
We know Ramadi is cursed on this channel. He will never activate at any time played on this channel for some.
I don't
It's
think
just
that
not
good
going
at
to happen.
all. No.
So
And so Matt had a good chuckle and said he switched it to Screed because our luck here. And of course, today I'm thinking this is going to be the day that we're going
Obstruction
to
happens.
Obstruction
Yeah.
happens, which you just heard, by the way.
I'm using
Gozanti
Gozanti to block.
is blocked, yes. So
Yeah.
Matt's now going, dang it,
Well, you still got Screed,
We still got Screed.
and you've got the splash damage cannon, so
Yes.
that could be even guaranteed to go off on Screed.
It's
So
going to be beautiful. Beautiful.
yep. So I have to be careful not to bunch up with my squads too much, and not to bunch up with my ships, because 2 damage isn't a lot on a Star Destroyer, but 2 damage is a lot on a Quasar and a Gozanti.
Yeah.
Just taking auto damage that you can't do anything about. So
Right.
yeah.
So we shall see. It's not going to depend on what Matt. I'm sorry, not Matt does. Matt's sitting back there enjoying more wine, I'm sure. It's going to depend on what Ben does, to be honest. And I will be, in a way, reacting to him. Now, I have some ideas in my head already, which I'm sure he does too, what I'm going to do. But it's going to be up to Ben.
Yeah.
So that's a little more pressure on Ben.
He'll be able to react to what I do since I'm first, but one thing that I have the advantage on first, it's a give and take with the Onager, whether you go first or second, is because I have the speed, I can react. Once he starts getting his tokens down in round 2, I have the ability to pick before he can activate an Onager and and burn like hell and get around and get out of the arc. Which means but since he has 2 Onagers, depending on how he sets up, it's one of those I basically have to pick one to get out of the arc and one to sacrifice type of thing.
Exactly.
That's going to stay in the arc. So it's going to be.
And
We'll see.
Honestly,
We'll see.
you're in a tough spot in a way.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he could say, okay, I'm going to get my Quasar out of the way. If he loses the Quasar, he's going to lose some.
That's huge.
It's huge.
It's not as big as losing a Thrawn, but because this is a squad focused build, losing the Quasar is
It's
a massive
huge.
hit.
It's huge.
So.
And then, so if he goes, okay, I'm going to get that out of the way. Well, guess what? Go ahead, get that out of the way. Bye-bye, Thrawn.
Try to shoot Thrawn.
And we'll take care of that. So.
But the nice thing is, if this was my old list,
Yes.
like this, I'd be terrified right now of
Really?
not being able to stand up to Onagers.
And why is that?
Because they didn't have electronic countermeasures. Because if you get that lucky accuracy and you just boom boom, I'm just taking the damage.
Okay.
But because now the change that was kind of forced on me by James Marr, but it was a good change, I think I can stand up to 1 or 2 salvos from Onagers because I'm guaranteed to get at least one of those braced down and reduce the damage.
Okay. So one question about electronic countermeasures.
Yeah.
Intel officer.
Yeah.
You can get out of that with Intel officers?
No. But Intel doesn't stop me from using the brace.
No, but
It just means that I have to burn it.
Right.
So it's one of those, So if I get shot and you choose to go after the brace, and I have a choice. Well, is it worth?
Right.
Is it a big enough hit,
Exactly.
or is it not? Or can I just take it on shields and be fine?
So I'm just saying that might not be too reckless, is what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying is, if this was my original list,
Oh yeah.
I'd be in far worse shape. Thrawn would be in so much danger. But because of electronic countermeasures, yes, you have Intel Officer, and you can choose the brace.
Right.
It's fair enough. And then I just have choices, but it's one of those, I could still use the brace if I need it.
Right.
Whereas if I didn't, you could say, well, I'm not going to tell an officer the brace. I have a really fantastic shot. I'm going to accuracy it.
Right.
But since you know I have, it's a play counterplay kind of thing. But it's one of those, I'm going to have the option to use the brace no matter what, at least once, and once might be all the difference.
Exactly.
Whereas before, I would not have that choice. So
I want to make sure on that just real quick, and I'm sure our audience might want to know about how that works with that.
It's with 2 Intel officers with both onagers. I expect that by round 3, I might be very diminished on defense tokens.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, my expectation is then by round 3, I should be in your side if all goes according to plan.
If not,
if I'm not in your side by turn 3, I think I'm in trouble. Because that means you're going to get yet another round of shots into me. And defense tokens and no defense tokens, electronic countermeasure, I can't stand up to that.
Right.
Nothing can stand up to 2 onagers hitting them for 2 turns.
Right.
And then, I think I can handle maybe 2, maybe 3 onager shots. I don't know if I can handle 4 and 5.
Right.
So by turn 3 and 4, if I'm not in your side, I think the game's over. So
we shall see.
Yeah. But of course, it's all theorycraft. I've never actually tested this.
Right.
So we'll see. I don't know.
I never played an onager.
Yeah, we're about to find out. This is all new. But even though it's all new for both of us, I had to get physical practice in because it's so much different, guys, actually playing it than it is when you're just trying to think craft it in your head.
Yes, we were talking about that.
Once you get to the table, it's just completely different. You might have a theory on how something can run, but until you actually run it in the actual moment, you actually have no idea how it can actually go. It's different. So I'm glad I'm getting at least some kind of practice in. And we'll see if my strategy to defeat an onager list will work or not.
Yep.
Or if it will work and I just run it wrong, at least I can know where I did wrong and learn from the mistake, so that I don't make it in the hopefully at the OSO.
And Matt, hope you got another bottle.
Yeah. So by the way, good choice for those that don't know.
That's right.
He likes Rufino Prosecco, which for those that don't know, that's Italian sparkling wine. Champagne is actually French. And I'm an Italian wine drinker myself, and I love Rufino Prosecco, so good choice on your sparkling wine there, Matt.
And I'm not a wine drinker, so that was like telling me, he had a big paragraph about it when I sent them the picture and everything like that. I was like,
Yeah, Rob has no idea what he's missing out.
Give me whiskey, give me the good old stuff. That's me.
So,
We're both. Yeah. So,
all right. All right. Well, we're gonna play on our dials, and we've pontificated enough. So ready to get to the game?
Ready.
Let this go, and so playing the dials, and we'll be back at the start of round 1. Start of round 1. No Thrawn or Fleet Command stuff to start, of course. As you can see, the Chimera is starting at speed 3, my fleet, the rest at 2. And Thrawn is his goal. It's not a secret, I'm just going to let you know now. I am blitzing hard to the corner and planning on turning and getting into the side to try to T-bone both of these onagers. That's the goal. We'll see if I can do it. Then the goal for the Gozanti and Quasar are to run the opposite direction. That's the foundation of my plan to beat an onager, is just to V your fleet, split them in opposite directions, and force your opponent to choose. And hope one gets to the side of the other. Double onager, though, you have 2 options now. He can go after both. It's a little bit harder to do than against a single onager. Just for my squads, Merrick, Jendon, Jonas, and Tempest at front. Or not Tempest, but Zyrtec at front. Defenders, doesn't matter where they start, because as you know, they move fast enough, I can redeploy. The onager you see there on the inside, that is Screed in the right Kel, which Rob can then slow down to 0 and start turning with navs at speed 0. His entire fleet, or his onagers, are at speed 1. Iden and the Gozanti are at speed 2. We're going to start with Thrawn. It's a navigate. I'm going to use it to get a click at the 1, and then Vontel's going to give me a token after I'm done executing this maneuver. Nav token.
Alright, I'm activating the regular onager right now, the unnamed, and it is a navigation dial. I'm going to use the navigation dial for the extra click at the 1, still staying at speed 1, and I'm going to turn directly towards the Chimera. Was it wrong again? And I had to do this because it's the only way to actually aim at the Chimera, and I do want to get to it.
Alright, so now you place your ignition token.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to place your ignition token. I'm going to run over real quick now, guys. The rules for ignition, one for Rob's benefit, and also for anybody else that's not familiar with ignition. After you move, you place your token within the range band of whatever ignition you have on the ship. What Rob has equipped on both of these is the long range one, so you can go out to long range to place a token. Has to be within the arc of his special ignition arc. Next round, when he activates either of his onagers, but like this one, we'll just talk about this one, his first shot has to be from the ignition token, if able. If there are no valid targets within the arc, he's allowed to do his 2 attacks normal, and he just picks the token up. And then if he is going to do the ignition shot, he measures range from the token, so again, that's why this long range one is so potent. You basically get 2 long range rulers of range to shoot at. Alright, so when placing the ignition token, it does have to be within the range bands that he can. And if he has multiple range bands, it can be in either of those multiple bands. So onagers have a base short range ignition. He has an upgrade that gives him long, but that means you can't place it within medium. But you can place it within short or long. So it's an interesting, nuanced rule when you do the long range version of this. It doesn't matter for the medium range upgrade because you're just medium short. It's easy.
Yeah.
But for the long range one, there is that dead zone. I guess it's called a dead zone, or whoever calls it whatever.
I just called it that. So.
Yeah, it's a range band that you can't place the token in. So, an interesting nuance of that.
Question. Now, if you go, let's say put the longest and farthest point, and my turn comes up next, and you're closer.
Yeah, you're allowed to measure reverse. Let's say the token's sitting here.
Yeah.
And I'm like up here. You can measure backwards.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right.
Yeah, you're allowed to measure backwards. So it's 360-degree range, but you have to still be within the firing arc.
But within the firing arc. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to place it. Let's go back a little further. Oh, yeah. Going to make sure we're not in that wrong zone there.
Yeah.
Right there should be good. I'm going to place it there.
All right. So he's going right at the edge of his arc, and at the closest he can be while not being within the medium range. Okay, so we're speeding up to speed 3 with the Gozanti. It's a navigate, getting an extra click at the 1, or I'm sorry, the extra click at the 3. This is the unique Gozanti profile. Click at the 1, extra at the 3.
Alright, next up is Iden. It's a navigation dial, which I will be using to click at the 1. I'm going to go, it's on the speed 3. And I'm going to shoot up at the VIP. Well, I guess not quite yet, but...
Yep, next round you pick it up.
Next round, I'm sorry.
Quasar, it's a navigate. I'm not speeding up, but I'm getting an extra click at the 1. So do a little jank like this.
Alright, up is the Gozanti. It is a navigation dial, which I'll be using. I'll be not using the dial and taking the token, which I will then use the token for the munitions resupply. So I can put a token of the concentrate fire tokens on Iden and Screed.
Alright, just so you guys know how that actually works. He's tapping munitions resupply to get the tokens out to Iden and Screed. He's taking the nav token from the dial so that he can refresh it at the end of the round.
Yes. Alright. So, moving at speed 2. I'm just going to go up here and turn. Alright, up is Screed now. And Screed is going to be, it's a navigation dial, first of all. I'll be using it, going down to speed 0. But also with Raquel, I'll be turning at 1, I'm at 0 I should say, I'm sorry. And I'll be turning with just by itself, it'll be 1 click. But with the dial, it'll be an extra click. So we'll be turning 2 clicks towards the port side.
Yep, so for those that have never done this before, this is how you do a speed 0 maneuver. The only ship in the game that can do it is the Onager with the Raquel title. You place the speed 1 maneuver dial down, or if all you have is, you place it at the end of the dial. Easy if you just have a speed 1 the maneuver tool. You lock it in. Then you pick your ship up, Then you make your adjustments. So his maneuver profile is 1 click at a 0. He used a nav dial, so you can get an extra click from the dial. So he's doing a double click, and then you place the ship back. So basically you do a sort of turn in place maneuver. This helps keep the Onager back and try to put his firing arc in the optimal position, which now you get to place your firing token.
Yeah.
Where's this going?
It is going to go right about there. I think we'll do on the edge again, which is possible, on the off chance that you do something like that.
Okay. That's it for ships, guys. Gonna go with squads. As per normal, this first one is not gonna matter, so we're just gonna do the movement off screen. And I will give you a recap of where they end up at the start of round 2. Start of round 2, and we're getting the factory started. Thrawn squadrons have been commanded. Take base of action activated. And I'm just putting that token there to remind me that Vont was giving me a nav this turn. This is where my squads moved. All my squads moved over except Jonas. He's going over to help the Chimera take down these Onagers with some accuracies. While the remainder of my squads are going to be trying to deal with these upstarts coming at us. You can see the fire sprays and IG-88B moving forward. Zertik in front, doing his job to be the buffer. And being first player, you guys can see the tokens. I mean, I'm sure you guys know who's going to go first. Alright, going with Thrawn. It's a navigate. I'll be using it, and I'm just out of range of Jonas to activate him, which is okay. I'll just get his benefits next round. So I'm going to take a squad token instead. And then I do have a long-range spot shot. I'm going to start working on this unnamed Onager, long range. Alright, so 4 reds. Just going to be a pot shot coming on in. Pretty weak pot shot. So just 1 damage. It's alright. Yeah, you get 1 red back.
One red die?
Yep.
And you don't have anything like, Palpatine.
Nope.
So why not? 1 for 1. Let's go for it. I'll get 2.
Okay, are you going to redirect?
Yes, I'll redirect to my starboard side, actually.
Yep, that's... You don't want to do it to the side that I'm about to be in.
No,
For sure.
No.
Salvo back. There you go, double. I'm actually going to be in potential...
I already screwed it up.
Why?
Intel, sorry.
Use them now. You roll.
Oh,
Use Intel after you roll.
Yeah, so then it's either way, it's not going to 2 points. I'll do bracers so you don't can't knock it down.
Redirect.
Yeah, we still take 2 shields.
Yep. To my starboard side, both of them. Alright, Thrawn is going straight ahead. You get an extra click at the 3. It could be either from my dial or from take evasive action. And then getting a nav from Vonto after executing this maneuver. I should be just outside his arc if I planned that correctly.
Alright, we're up with Iden here on the Corvus. It is a navigation dial, which I will be using to go down to speed 2. And I will be picking, I do have the token, but I'll get the VIP. And I'm making a hard turn to the port side here. Hard as I possibly can. In fact, look how hard that was. And I just missed that ass.
Yeah, just barely missed it.
Again, Imperial position.
That's right, your Imperial pilots are the superior. Okay, so we are going to go with the Gozanti. It's a navigate. I'm going to use it. Then use Thrawn's squad dial to activate 2 squads. I've already moved them. Just as a reminder for those that are new to the channel, I'm doing these all at once because even though this is tournament practice, it's not going to matter on this because I can't kill one of these fire sprays or IG-88 with 1 attack. The defender's going first. The reason why the defender's going first is so that when Zertik comes in, he will have someone to take damage from to do rerolls if needed. And I'm going to be attacking IG-88B. He's the biggest threat to me. And the fire sprays are less of a threat just because they're slower. And then I'll just be taking a pot shot, short range, side to side, into Iden. So I was telling Rob, I actually did this out of order. But the reason why I did this is because I didn't want to risk Ralph having a squad command on his Gozanti to be able to send IG-88 to lock me down. But what I should have done is I should have done the Quasar first to send in Zertik and the Defender, because then they get an extra die from flight controllers for these anti-squad attacks. So that was a mistake on my part. And then use the Gozanti to send Merrick and Jendon and other defenders over to Iden. But anyway, I gotta keep in mind those activation orders of get my increased efficiencies with these squad lists to make sure I'm getting the maximum anti-squad efficiency. But anyway, let's move on. The Defender is going to IG-88. There's IG-88 scatter, so I get 2 blue, 2 black. Oh, nice. 3 damage, no accuracies. You have 5 health on IG.
Yep, let me scatter now.
Okay, and then Zertik coming in with 3 reds with the possibility of getting a reroll by damaging the Defender. Blanks, so yes, the Defender is taking a damage. 2 damage.
I'll take it.
Take it. Alright, IG goes down to 3. Defender goes down to 5. And then a little pot shot from the Gozanti into Iden. This is close range. So you could spend an evade to cancel this dice. It's a hit.
I'll just take it on shield.
Alright, shield's down to 1 on the starboard. Alright, slowing down to speed 2 and getting a click at the 1 from the dial, click at the 2 from take evasive. Actually start turning in to eventually maybe end game do squad support against the Onagers, because the way they've turned, I'm not scared of them dropping my small ships one-shotted right now.
Up is the Gozanti. It's a navigate dial, and I will be flacking out the side of the Gozanti into the 2 wonderful new players over here. They're shooting out IG-88. And I will shoot at the front, my front into the, doesn't really matter really, in the front of the Gozanti itself.
Alright, which one first?
Alright, let's do the flacking first. We'll go with the Defender first.
Hit.
That's a black, alright. And then we're going to defend the Zertik, I believe his name is.
Hit.
It's a hit, alright.
4 on the Defender. 4 on Zertik.
And right into the front of the Gozanti, please.
Crit, and I will scatter.
Okay.
Now movement, what do you want to do?
Alright, movement. I'm going to be lowering down to speed 1. Alright. So, yep, I'm going to try it, see what happens.
Again, Imperial flying, guys. It's superior. Taking with my Quasar, it's a navigate using the Thrawn squad dial. Again, moving them all at once because it's not going to matter, but just so you guys know the order that I want the attacks to happen. It's going to be Defender, Defender, Merrick, Jendon, then Merrick. And this is because I'm going to plan to start turning hard with the Quasar. And I estimated where I'm hoping I'm still in range to activate them for next round. That's kind of like the goal of the plan. So we'll see if we can even get any damage on Iden with her ability to cancel at close range. Alright, first Defender. And these are all going to be into the back, guys. Hit.
Got 2 shields back there.
Yep.
I'll just take that one for now.
Okay, second Defender. Hit.
Again, take it.
Alright, shields down. Now for Merrick. Accuracy crit. I'm going to make it a crit.
Evade.
Okay, so you cancel 1, take a face up.
Can't burn it.
You can't burn it at all.
No. So,
Burning only works if you're being attacked by a larger ship than you.
correct, I'm just making sure.
Yep. So, ruptured engine, if you're going faster than 1, you suffer damage.
It's not good.
Fortunately, you're at speed 2, so you can easily drop speed if you wanted to. Then the Jendon Merrick combo. Crit.
Alright, I will brace that one, and then I will cancel one of them. Deal with it, yeah. Or...
So here's the thing, I'm not sure, it's not going to work that way. So this is an interesting thing, guys, when it comes to braces. Brace does not remove dice.
So I can do the...
So here's the thing, you brace it to 2, or you brace it to 1, you cancel a dice, you're still at 1, because the brace is not actually removing a dice.
Gotcha.
It's the same difference whether you're spending the evade or spending the brace. Because if you do the evade to cancel, then your brace doesn't matter. So it depends on which one you want to spend.
It's interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys, when you do braces, you're not removing dice. You're just having the damage when you get to the apply damage step. These dice still are here. They're not removed.
Right.
So
I just thought you could use the evade after. It's kind of like a redirect shield type of thing in a way, like brace and redirect.
Right.
Yeah. Well, makes sense. All right.
So which one do you want to use? You're not getting any more attacks. I'm not in range, by the way, guys, from a side shot from the Quasar. So and I have nothing else in range to do attacks on you. So it just depends on what you want to do. The brace. Okay. So another face down or face up.
Take the face down.
Yeah. You can't attack at long range.
Oh no.
No big deal. Alrighty, we are staying at speed 2, but using the dial and take evasive to get all the clicks. Ultra hard, speed 2 turns. I did that off screen. Sorry guys, there's the Quasar.
Alright, the unnamed Onager is up next. It is going to be firing upon Thrawn. Oh, I don't know why, but it will. It is within short range of the ignition token, which has to be fired first.
What's the command?
Oh, I am sorry about that. It is a navigation dial, which I will be using.
Yeah. So guys, I was barely not able to get out of range. He is clipping, we mentioned this earlier, but like right here. His arc is clipping, so he can get that token shot into my side. And he's also barely clipping right here for a side arc. So he is going to get me basically a perfect double arc right now. And he's going to have to maximize this, because this is going to be the best shot he's going to have on me all game. Because after this, I'm in the side. Alright, the ignition shot has to be first. So front to side. I have full shields there. Full shields on the front, full shields on the back. Shields on the starboard, which it doesn't matter for the shot, are down to 1. Rob does have intel.
That I do.
So he's going to get 4 red, 3 black.
Yep.
Not a bad start. It's actually kind of the way it's set up. Definitely don't need to Screed. You got some blanks here.
I do. Intel officer,
Yes, now is when you decide intel officer before you make any adjustments.
Alright, so intel officer the brace.
So if I spin the brace, I have to discard it.
And now the ordnance experts will be basically rolling those 2 blank black dice.
Hit.
Nice. Alright, and then I will lock down your contain.
Lock down my contain.
Because you had 2 shields.
Okay, so I'm receiving 6 damage. I'm actually okay to take that on shields. Not something I need to burn my brace for. So I am going to redirect 3 to my front and drop the shields on my port side. And then the ignition token gets picked up, and he'll place it after he moves. And then we now have your side shot, which is within optimal range. 1 blue, 2 red.
But no intel.
No intel this time, right? It's already been exhausted.
Yep.
It's a great shot.
I like the great shots.
No way to modify it, but
no, I don't modify it, so it's up to you now.
Yeah, definitely bracing to 2, and this is going to be redirected to this is into my front. So yeah, so starboard and front shields are down. Basically, all my shields are down except for my back shields. Really good shot.
Right. So now I'm spending using the navigation dial to do the extra click. Turn it right here. I'm gonna take that ignition token.
Where'd you like to put it?
And I'm gonna put it right again on the edge of the arc there again. See if we can maybe get another time to do this again.
Alrighty.
Okay, up is Screed now. Screed has a navigation dial. And right now I am going to be using my front arc into his front arc. I'm at long range.
Oh, and real quick, just so you guys know, he did not have an arc with his ignition token.
Oh, thank you.
So since he did not have a target, he could not take the shot available, so he picks it up and then attacks normally. So he, unfortunately, it's a clear shot. His side arc is not in range, but his front is barely in range. He gets 1 red. We're just going to roll this here.
Yep.
Does have a confire token. It wants to re-roll this. It's an accuracy.
Yeah, I'll use the confire token. Why not? I'll show you. Oh,
Doubles.
Nice. I'm glad I did it.
It's really good. Take 2 face down. Not ruin anything. The relevant ones were exhausted, guys.
Alright. Screed navigation dial he's going to be using, and it's going to be basically double click at the 1. I sped up, sorry. Speed 1. And then I clicked again, and we're right behind you. Talking about talk about.
I thought combo line. We want the ignition token.
Oh, we're going to go again for all this help we can from the line and see if we can hopefully do this again.
On the long range band or the short range band?
I think I'm going to do it at the short range band.
Alright, right on the edge of his arc. And so, that is it, guys, for ships. We go to squads. I'll have a Jonas move. I'll show you where he moves later. I technically do him first, but he's just moving to help out with my shots next turn. But we got some rogues to do some shooting at Zertik and the Defender. We're going to first go back. It is a take back, but it is important. I want to make sure we're doing everything as close to right as we can. We forgot IG's counter, so we're going to do it here. So the counter against the Defender, because I had him first, a hit, and then the counter against Zertik, nothing. So the Defender is actually down to 3, Zertik's at 4, and now Rob is using to do his Death Blossom.
Yep, IG's Death Blossom.
Yep, so he is in range of both Zertik and, oh, so this is an interesting interaction.
Yes.
Before you make this choice.
Okay.
You might not want to do it. This is something that I remember reading a while ago, but it's an interaction between IG-88 and escort ships.
Oh.
When you do the Death Blossom. He can only attack escort ships. If the escort ships die to his Death Blossom, then he can continue on to ships that are not escort.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because escort still protects people they're escorting. You're not going to be able to kill Zertik with just 3 dice. So you might want to just do a full shot into Zertik.
Right. Darn, I wish I didn't do them first. Should have done the fire sprays.
You can do fire sprays first. We haven't.
Yeah,
it's actually you want to do the fire sprays first.
So for that, I want to do the fire sprays to see if I can take it out.
Yeah, because that's the way to do it. That way you're.
Even then, it's anyway. Bam.
Yeah.
Fire spray first.
Yep, have to go into the
one closest to the Gozanti. My Gozanti. Well, Gozanti's.
Alright, so the one on your right side of your screen, guys, that fire spray first, going into Zertik. 2 damage, brace to 1.
Then we do the second one.
Yep, next fire spray. 1 damage, so Zertik is down to 2. So now you have the choice. You want to do that Death Blossom. You now have a chance. If you get 3 damage, my brace is meaningless, and you kill Zertik, and then you can continue your Death Blossom into the Defender. Or you can just do all 4 of your dice into Zertik and just try to take him out.
I think I'll go right into Zertik, to be honest.
So try to drop him?
Yeah, I think this is the best one.
3 damage. That's all you need. And you did it. Even I braced to 2, Zertik goes down. But you still can't move because my Defender is locking everybody down there.
Correct.
But Zertik dropped.
Yeah, there would have been no way I would have taken out the Defender.
Start of round 3. Thrawn squad dial again. Take evasive action again. As you can see, Zertik died, but he did his job and actually kept the Defender alive and keeping, at least for now, Rob's squad's out of my actual attack force. And over here, I was able to move Jendin closer to be activated to assist with the attacks. And I'll have some choices depending on how the attacks go. I got a front to front into this unnamed Onager. Then I could double arc him if I think I might get the kill, or I might decide, hey, it might be worth doing a Vanto concentrate fire gunnery teams to really just lay in, to maybe try to get Screed working on. Those are going to be my choices, and you'll see those choices coming up next because, of course, I'm doing Thrawn first. That would be absolutely stupid of me not to do Thrawn first. Alright, we are going with Thrawn. It is a navigate and using the squadron dial. And I'll actually have to think about this. I need to make the Vanto choice now because after I do the Jendin moved here. I'm just going to do bomber shot into the front. I'm not going to do the Confire token. I'm going to double hit this Onager, front and side. Do the double arc. So double arc. All right. We are starting with Jonas coming over with the squad dial. Into the front. Blank, as Jonas has been doing. Apparently he does not know how to be a bomber while he's lasing and spotting. Just so you guys know, this Onager has taken no damage except for a shield down on the starboard side. We are going to start with my side arc first. 2 blue, 2 red. Very good. I will... There's a thing, you could brace anyway. So yeah, we'll make you spend it. I'm going to lock down your salvo. 3 damage into the front.
I will... Yeah, why not? Alright, so we're going to brace.
2. Okay.
And then I will redirect.
Redirect 1.
Yeah.
XI7.
And I will redirect it to the
Starboard side.
Yeah, starboard side's fine.
Okay. Starboard shield's down, front shield's down to 4. Now for the big shot. Four red, 4 blue. Oh yeah. I'm willing to take a salvo for that hit. Thinking if I want to get greedy and leading shots, but I don't. Definitely gonna, well, before I make the Jendon choice, not Jendon, Jonas. So, I'm gonna guarantee that you're gonna be taking 6 on the front. You can redirect 1 to a shield, so you take 2 internal. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna Jonas this to an accuracy, stop your brace. 7 damage coming in. You got 3 shields, or 4 shields on the front.
Well, I will do burn my redirect.
Okay.
And that will take, yep, on there.
Are you going to salvo?
Yes, I am.
Okay, salvoing. Well, we'll do the attack first, the damage first, and then the salvo attack will happen. Right. So front shields drop. Then you take 2 damage. First one face up. Crew, panic before you reveal a command dial. You must suffer a damage or discard the dial. Crew have been panicked by this assault from an ISD at close range. Alright, now we have your salvo, which is a red-blue. This will be into my front. You have an accuracy, nothing.
No, that's it. No, yep, that's it. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Sure.
It's once per turn, I'd rather speed.
It's once per activation.
Oh, activation. Then I'll turn to crit. Yes.
Spin this, goes to a crit, I'll contain, face down. I mean, your specialty crit will...
It doesn't matter either way.
Well, you could, yeah, you can't do the specialty crit on a salvo.
Right.
So, you could splash into Jonas if this was not a salvo attack. Alright guys, after much debate, it took about 10 minutes to make this decision. I'm doing hard turn. This is the only way I could guarantee I'm getting out of both of the Onager ignition arcs, but I'm now going to be taking a side arc from Unnamed and a double arc front side from Screed. I only have 9 health remaining, no shields on the front and sides. I don't know. But I'm doing this because I might be able to maintain a either a double arc into whoever's moving in next, or maybe 2 front arcs, I don't know. You guys didn't see it, I'm just going to explain why I'm making this decision. The other possibilities to maybe get out of range of like close range, or maybe getting out of medium range, would stick my butt out, and I would think I'd be clipping Screed's ignition arc, and I can't take that again. So, that's why I made this choice.
So up is the Gozanti. It's a squadron dial. Sorry.
I was just pointing so they know which Gozanti we're talking about. That's yours. That's
Yeah,
mine.
that's right. Yeah. It's exactly. It's a squadron dial. I'll be activating IG and I'll get the IG and fire spray and my one squad phrase. I have activated also the munition resupply, which I gave over to Screed. Only one can take it right now. And so yeah, in case he needs it. All right. So let us commence our firing. I will decide what I'm going to fire at later with the Gozanti.
Okay, so his plan, guys, is that IG's going to try to kill this defender on 4 health or 3 health.
Ready?
If not, have a fire spray finish it off, and then move over to get into my squadron ball to lock everyone down except Merrick, because Merrick has grit, but try to stop these guys from putting shots into Iden.
If IG can knock him out, knock that defender out by himself.
And IG can go over as well and get 2 guys on Merrick. Alright, IG, you need 3 damage.
That's what I do.
2 damage. Unfortunately, no way to reroll.
Nope.
But,
Nope.
fire spray.
I'm going to do the one right in front of it, closest to the camera.
Got him.
Alright.
And that fire spray is moving into as far as it can, I'm guessing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then you've actually got my Gozanti double arc with your Gozanti.
Nice.
We're doing some Gozanti on Gozanti action, guys, for this one.
How many times do you see that?
I know, just high stakes combat going on between these 2 flotillas. All right, you got a shot into my side, then a shot into my front.
All right.
Actually, they can both go to my side.
So I will do both into the side because why not go?
Yeah. Which one?
We'll do the side shot first.
Scatter.
Okay, then the next one. That one.
Nope. Accuracy.
Figures. All right. Yeah, it's not the
Yeah, this is going to go nowhere fast.
Right. Longest battle ever.
Yeah.
Turn here. It looks kind of awkward.
I'm just going to eyeball this. That's close enough.
Hopefully it'll speed bump. Hopefully, and if not, well, hey, still isn't going there.
Yep. Quasar. Navigate. Thrawn squad dial. I'm in range of all these guys. Merrick's free to attack Iden because of grit, but I do want to go with these defenders first, see if I can't drop this fire spray. Just go all ham. And I do have barely corner to corner medium range shot. Now let's see if it's clear. We do have an asteroid there. Let's see, yellow dot, yellow dot. That is clear. Just in case I need the help to finish off Iden. Let's see if I can do enough. Iden has 3 health remaining. Start with the defender that is closest to the fire spray. 3 blue, 2 black. From flight controllers. For 3 damage. And then the next defender. For 4 damage. Fire spray goes down. And then Merrick and Iden. Actually, it's not going to matter because I'm moving into range anyway. So, yeah, we'll just do American Gen. I'm not going to move these guys. I'm going to just keep them where they are. Ah. We got a hit, which means I guarantee a hit crit no matter what I roll. Yeah, so we'll do crit, crit.
Oh, now we're back to that problem again.
It doesn't matter what you do. Merrick is a perfect counter to Iden.
Yeah,
so.
it is. It really is.
So it's the same difference no matter what you do.
I'm going to spin the brace right now because I really don't think that's...
Yep. Alright, so we've got point defense failure. Alright. Jendon. Merrick, do it again. Buddy. Crit, crit. Evade. And structural damage. Oh, exactly what was needed.
Actually, you didn't really need that.
Oh, I didn't. You only have 4.
No,
that's right. I didn't need it.
So you got it.
Yes,
You
sir.
finally got it, but...
It's like structural, dang.
Yeah,
Oh, well, okay. Alrighty, and then the token drops. I'll read the rolls and where that drops. Actually, real quick, I'm going to do a Quasar shot into his Gozanti that's in my face now. Stop both of your things and the damage on 3. I'm trying to do some jank to get around my guy and around his Gozanti just to keep on moving. And I don't know if I did enough. Dial, take evasive, where I'm getting all these extra clicks from.
Oh.
Again, I don't know why I never doubted myself, guys. Superior Imperial flying. The Imperials are superior. Just so you guys know, here's where the token was. It's the opposing player gets to place it, so I got to place it, and it has to be touching the base. Not quite within distance 1, so I'm not going to get this round, but my Gozanti will be able to pick it up next round.
Alright, we're doing the unnamed Onager, and it's a navigate dial, and I am going to be shooting the front of the Thrawn ship there. Come here.
Well, first, real quick, guys. He has no mission thing, so he has to pick his token up.
Right.
He had no shot, so he doesn't have to take the shot.
Mm-hmm.
All he has, though, is a side shot, so it wouldn't matter if he had a shot or not. He'd do the ignition, then he's doing a side to front.
I don't have a back shot.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm way out of your arc for the back shot. So, yeah. So he's gonna, and here's the problem, guys. I have no shields on my front and side, so my redirects are worthless, so when I go to the tray, I'm just going to have my brace and my contain. And then he's got a Screed shot coming after this, double arcing me. I only have 9 health remaining. I gotta hope he doesn't spike. Otherwise, Thrawn could go down. Thrawn.
And I hope he does spike.
Yeah. 2 reds and a blue. Here it comes.
Wait, what's the group panic first, real quick?
Oh, are you going to take a damage on a shield or not use your nav dial?
I will take the damage on the shield.
Which one?
Do I have? Where do I have a shield?
You have a shield on your port and a shield on your back.
Ugh. You can't reach my back.
Oh yeah, I can.
You can reach my, and you can reach my port.
Well, right now you're about to move. But
Sure, I'll take it on the port.
okay.
All
right, now we got it.
Just make sure we're doing everything right.
Yep. That way, now you can use your nav dial, which
Yep.
you're probably gonna want to use. Oh, it's not bad. All right. For you, now you need to decide your intel officer.
All right, I'm gonna intel the brace, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Well, you burn it anyways, but no matter what you burn me, I'm gonna intel the brace because you have to lock down your contain.
So I have to take a face up.
And then Screed will activate the.
Where you pick up,
I'm sorry.
you have to discard a dice to do Screed.
Gotcha.
So intelling my brace is worthless
Right.
with that.
So.
You need 2 damage to
Right.
try to tempt me to do the brace.
So intelling that would be better.
But if I spend it, I'm discarding it anyway.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So that's the. Wow. So if I still intel the brace, just hold on, and I pick up the blue and turn that other one into another crit, you get 2 crits coming in.
Yep.
Which you knock down to 1, but
Right.
yeah, that's the better way of doing it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be taking your normal front attack from Screed.
Right.
I need my brace for that, so I'm going to burn my contain, take 2 face down.
Alright, so now I am turning at going speed 1, turning. Right there. Just trying to get out of the streets, right way.
And you probably don't want to place your mission token, so not placing it.
I have no use to it.
Yeah, because unless he wants to shoot at my dice or something.
Yeah.
Alright, we got Screed, it's a navigate. Oh, well, I'm thinking, yep, navigate.
Yeah.
No shot here. And I've been saying that if you don't have a shot, you can pick it up with your normal shots. But because this matters so much, I am going to double check the Living Rules reference, because this one actually matters.
Okay.
Just to make sure that I remember that correctly.
Okay.
Alright, we're back.
I'll
Just
be right
a
back.
quick check. And yes, I'm right. It is if able. If you're not able, pick it up and you get your normal attack sequence. Double arcing me. I have 7 health remaining and only a brace remaining. Can I survive this? I don't know. Side shot first. You always want to lead with your small shot first, guys, unless you know you're might die from a salvo. He's not. Oh my gosh.
Alright, well, we know where they're actually going. Yep. Accuracy the, yeah, I'm not using the intel. Yes, I am going to use the intel, actually. Yes. So simple.
Yeah, so this is where he can get around my...
I gotta make sure this. I use the intel, and I stop that because it's got ECM.
Yeah. So even if I use ECM to use it, I have to burn it. And that means I'm not going to have it for his big shot.
Right. And so
which I'm not going to use ECM.
Right.
I'm going to take it and hope that I can brace to whatever you have and still stay alive. So, first, let me go with my deck.
Yes. Well, yeah. You finally found the structures of mine. Come on,
yeah.
Lord.
Common noise. You can reduce by speed by 1 or choose my next command dial.
What speed are you on right now?
3.
3. Man, you can try to shoot out. Or it doesn't really matter. Next command dial.
Basically what I have planned for next turn.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what it is right now.
Correct. You do not.
So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a confire for the gunnery teams.
Alright, I'm going to talk this through with you. Think about what I have on my fleet.
Alright.
Do I need to plan confires if I have energy because I have Monto?
True.
So would I be planning confire dials?
Probably not, anyways. Because, well, you only have one ship in your frontal arc anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter with Monto. Squadron, you do have one squadron you could send over. Engineering you probably want to use.
Yeah, but think about the squad. I have a squad token on the ship.
Right.
And I have a Thrawn dial, which is probably a squadron dial.
You have an engineering dial token as well.
I do.
So everything's really, really kind of. So if I reduce your speed to 2, you're still going to speed up to 3, which you're not going to speed up. Okay. So not the.
There's one dial that's going to be redundant.
Nav.
No.
Oh.
Nav would help me actually get away from you.
I guess the only one would be.
What am I getting no matter what?
I know. Wait, hold on. The only one I could think of would be. What's that thing called? Squadron.
Squadron, yes. I'm getting a squadron no matter what because I have a token. And I only have one squadron to activate.
Right.
So if you put it on a squadron, it's like, oh great, I have a squadron. I'm getting a squadron anyway.
Yeah, so I put it on squadron.
Yes, there you go. Because if you put it on nav, I get away.
Yeah.
Put it on engineering, I just get a super heal. Put it on confire, I get an extra dice.
Well, I didn't want to do it. Exactly, that's why I
so, yeah, squadron is going to be redundant for me. So
this is all off camera, right?
No, it's on camera. We're talking it out because I want people to understand when you're thinking about this. Let's say you're facing a guy that has maybe facing me at the LSO.
Right.
Because I know some of these subscribers are going to be facing me.
True.
Or I hope we meet you guys across the table. I would like to play you guys in real life. Just to walk through, because of my flexibility with Thrawn and Vanto, what's the best way when you get this kind of critical effect to neuter me? Put it on something I'm already getting.
Yeah.
Because what I'm planning is stuff that I don't have.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. So that's done. I have 5 health remaining, guys, and he's going to get his standard front arc shot into me as we run 1 red, 2 blue, and a black, and he did get himself a Confire token from the Gozanti for a reroll, and he has Ordnance Expert's rerolls.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Woo.
It's looking good so far. Are you going to intel officer me? You did not.
I will intel.
Oh, wait, no.
No, wait.
You did intel. I'm sorry, you can't intel me. That's right, because you're going to try to bait me. I wonder if maybe you shouldn't have.
Wait.
But if you didn't, then I would have done this. Yeah, you locked my down my accuracy, so I couldn't use it. Unless I used my countermeasures. But yes, you did intel. You accuracied and intel, so if I spend it, I would have had to burn it. And I chose not to, so I have it for this shot.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, guys, no intel. I went through my whole pontificating explanation. I forgot what we did.
Exactly.
Alright, so.
We roll that with the Ordnance Experts. Take it a blank. Okay. And then I will be doing Screed to hit crit on the black,
You'd have to discard it.
Oh wait, my bad first.
No, you already screeded.
Already screeded.
Did you already screed? Gosh, I'm forgetting what we did.
Well, okay. Well, hold on a minute. We gotta check back the video.
No, I don't think you screeded. I don't think you did. Because you had an action and 2 crits, it'd be impossible for you to screed with that.
Right.
So you did not screed. You have screed.
All right.
But here's the thing. If you pull this and screed, it's the same difference. You have to pull a dice.
Mm-hmm.
So your only thought here is, do you want a Confire token to try to get an accuracy to force me to do electronic... I'm spending this no matter what. It's just if you want me to exhaust electronic countermeasures or not when I do it. But if you reroll, you might get less damage.
You got an engineering token over there too.
Yep. But and also here's the thing. It doesn't matter if I do it or not anyway. And here's why. Right now you're doing 4 damage. I'm bracing to 2.
Right.
If you reroll this and get an accuracy and lock it down and I still do electronic countermeasures, bracing down to 2.
Right.
Same difference.
Same difference.
What you want to reroll, if you want to try to spike it, is the black dice or the red to try to get a double.
Right.
To make an e-brace to 3.
Right.
Or do you want to just be content? Well, actually, even if you whiff, I'm still bracing to 2. It's actually actually a win.
Right.
It's not gonna. Yeah, it's actually.
So I probably should do the.
Your best odd is the black. Red only has 1. Black has 2.
Black.
Yeah. All right. That's still a single.
Yeah.
Brace and to 2. First one face up.
What is it? Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Capacitor failure. I cannot redirect to hull zones if I'm being shot at an area that has no shields. I have no shields anyway, so no big deal.
You're getting very lucky over there, Ben.
I'm getting very lucky. I have 3 health remaining.
3. Ooh. All right. So now Screed is now using his nav. He's going to be still going at speed 1. Returning.
He turned this way,
that way,
but basically just to swing his butt out to basically slam into me and deal the damage down to both of us. I'm down to 2 health remaining.
Yep.
Squad phase, all we got left is this little bomber here. Oh wait, hang on, no. Forgot my Gozanti. Gozanti is a nav. I actually don't need it, I don't think. So I'm gonna token it. And I'm gonna transmit it over to my Quasar. And do this so I can next turn pick up this VIP we must rescue, or actually it's capture. Ooh, we need someone to interrogate. And avoided that. Now we can do your fire spray.
Alright. Fire spray.
I could have flagged you, but that's not a big of a deal. My defenders will kill you next turn. But, yeah. I mean, I guess I should do it properly. I would have flagged you. The damage on the fire spray. So.
Oh, that's IG.
Fire spray moves 3.
3. So I'm going to try to lock those guys down over there.
Yeah, basically try to send him in just to slow him down.
Just slow them down.
Yeah, just slow down my defenders. He can't stop Merrick, but...
Oh, wait. Already activated, didn't he?
No.
Attack? Oh, he's the only one I didn't.
Yeah, the other guy activated dive.
Alright.
Alright guys, that's it. Going to round 4. Man, this has actually come down to the wire, guys. This is just a tight game. Thrawn is trailing smoke, barely hanging on. We have a weakened Onager, but not by much. He's only taken 1 hull damage. And a fresh up Screed with 1 hull damage, but that's just from the ram. So, but I basically have my full bombing squad presence. So, do I commit the Quasar and my bombers, maybe to try to drop an Onager? Can Thrawn take a shot and then escape? We shall see. Start of round 4, guys. No Thrawn dial. You'll see why I don't need it here in a second. Swapped to intensify firepower and burned it for this round. And here's the reason, guys. Thrawn is dead because I can't get around the Onager. 1, with Rob ramming me and staying put, and getting rid of my nav dial I had planned to do a super turn to basically take a shot and jump over the Onager. I no longer have the maneuverability to do it, and I only have 2 health remaining. So I'm basically going to hit Screed as hard as I can in the side, and then hope with 3 turns remaining of bombers coming in to the aft of Screed is enough to drop him, and then try to go to points. See if Thrawn, the Onager, Iden, and my token here that I'm going to be picking up and running away with will be enough to make the points easy. But I have to be careful where I run because this guy's turning. So I can't run this way because by round 6 there might be an Onager ignition token sitting somewhere. So yeah, this is going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tight. Alright, Thrawn, it's a squad dial. Yay! Boo. Because I had a squad token anyway and a Thrawn dial planned for it anyway. But Jonas is coming in. Now here's the thing. Place him in a position where he might be close enough to be activated by my other fleets later. Alright, front to side into Screed. Alright guys, Screed is full health except for the ram damage. 4 red, 4 blue, and I've got my... Oh, after the squadron command, this is important, I'm taking a concentrate fire token from Bonto so that I can get a reroll. So actually I need to do my squad command first. Jonas hits.
You were right.
Yep, I was right.
Yeah.
I'm glad I... So what do you want to do?
Tough one. I'll do a lot, but I should do some. You shot and you shoot. Can I take it on that shield?
Taking on the shield. Shield down to 1.
Yep.
Now we do... Now Bonto gives me the con fire because the squadron command has completed. She's taking the Bonto that gave that to me when I did my engineering token to raise the shield. Forgot to say that. Alright, here comes. Kind of mediocre. Actually, it is mediocre. I'm going to be leading shots this for sure, so I'm going to take this one out for leading shots. Now I need to decide what to re-roll. Actually, these don't matter. 1 matters, because 2 accuracies would be ideal. I'm guaranteeing a Jonas actually on the salvo so that he can't salvo me. But I'd like a second one for the brace. Man, why do I have to roll crap now? That on your token, re-roll this red. That was a blank, by the way, Rob. Yep, alright. Gosh, dang it. I said I was going to guarantee the salvo. Oh. I have 2 health, I have a brace, and all my redirects, and I put a shield on the side that I can redirect to... Gosh, I would love you to take all this on the side -1. Because you're going to be taking 5 damage. Thrawn's dead anyway. Brace.
Alright. Well, I have to redirect. I can't do the brace at all. So.
Yep. Which hull zone do you want to redirect? 1, 2?
What? Correct. Exactly 1. It'll be the front hull zone.
Yep, front goes down to 4. Side goes down to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Then that'll be this one. Then you take 5 damage, first one face up. Damage controls, when you overlap a ship or obstacle, deal 1 face down damage card in addition to all other obstacle effects. But not when you are, it doesn't say when you are overlapped. That might be FAQ'd, but I'm just going to go say it's not saying you're overlapped. Then 4 more face down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've taken 6 damage so far.
10, so 4.
Yep, and now you get to salvo back. Red, blue.
Wait, you did that.
I meant you.
Okay.
You're salvoing. You can't salvo attack. That's what you got right here. It's late, guys. I'm sorry if I'm a little loopy. It's like 11,
Yeah,
10
we're both
at night
loopy.
right now.
Actually, we're both
On a work day, so it's
Yeah.
we're both kind of tired.
We're both a little tired.
Yep.
Well, I can screed it.
Force it a crit.
Yeah.
I have no contain,
Yeah.
but I have a redirect. But so
Well, again,
no matter, yeah. So you're gonna screed it just to make me do something.
Exactly.
I am gonna spend one of my green redirects. I didn't bring them over, guys, and I'm gonna drop the shield I just raised. And then I will make the attempt to try to get around them, but I think I might want to ram just to put another damage on Screed.
And you
So.
will die.
No, I have 2 health.
You just took one.
No, on the shield.
Those two.
You have to take a dice away to Screed,
I'll take it as well,
and then I redirect 1 to the shield.
Alright, up next is the Gozanti. And it is a squad dial, which I'll be using to activate IG-88 and activate the fire spray.
Barely in range. IG-88 coming over to lock down everybody.
And fire spray being recommended.
Yep, and double lock Merrick, and he's going to do some attacks in here, and then we are just going to continue the hilarious Gozanti fight. He is also barely in range side to rear of my Gozanti.
Because why not? Let's start
Because why not? With, what are we starting off with?
We'll start with fire spray.
Fire spray. Put someone closer to the screen.
Yep.
So, only 1.
I'm glad I started with that.
Yeah. So you can't kill a defender. Basically, he's trying to go through what he could kill.
Right.
He can't kill Jindin or Merrick with 2 of these guys. But, and then only 2 from IG, so that defender goes down to 3. And your pot shot in the back. 1 scatter. No. No. I'm about to take an Onager side shot. I'm gonna need my scatter. I'm gonna drop take on the shield.
Yeah.
I need my evade and my potential.
Gozanti might
Gozanti actually did some damage. Yeah.
Yeah,
I need both my defense tokens full potentially. So yeah.
Guys, that's where the Gozanti moved to.
I actually had the camera off when he moved and turned it on when we were talking in between rounds. Oh well. But that's where we moved to. I do have the double arc back here. The Quasar, by the way, it's a squadron command. I do have a nav token that I might want to use to adjust my speed. I'm in range to grab all these guys. I'm going to try to use the defenders to drop 1, and then free up Merrick to go out and start working on Screed. I'm not going to be able to free up Jindin this round, but yeah, that's alright. Just to get at least 1 Screed shot in with Merrick. And then I might even do flacking out the side, but I think I might try a double arc shot into the Gozanti. So
Okay,
let's see what happens. Defender that was damaged going after the fire spray. That fire spray only has 5 health remaining. 3 blue, 2 black. 3 damage. And the other defender needs 2 damage. Got it. Fire spray goes down. So that frees up Merrick. And Merrick is going to do Merrick's thing. He is taken off to go after Screed. 1 sec. Yep. Alright. Merrick flying over, attacking into the rear of Screed. And Screed's got 1 shield there. No shields on the port, but he does have full shields on the starboard. Ooh, yeah. Hit crit.
Ouch. Well, I'll brace.
Taking on the shield.
Taking on the shield, yeah.
Shield's down on the back. Alright, and then Jindin's going to attack IG-88 to see if I can get him to not burn, but spend to scatter. Is that the right one? Yeah, that is right. 2 hits. He's down to 3 health remaining.
Is that 3 right now?
Yeah.
Maybe 2?
Yeah.
I hate to do it, I gotta scatter. I do have to scatter.
Yeah. Scatter. Counter back. Nothing?
Nothing.
Alright, now, do I want to attack your Gozanti, or do I want to flak at IG-88? I'm flacking at IG-88. His scatter is exhausted.
Yeah.
Hit. IG-88 goes down to 2. Then I'll take a pot shot out the back into the Gozanti. Crit. Scatter. I have no other shots coming in.
Yes, scatter.
Alrighty. Alright guys,
Is it for that?
Quasar using my nav token to slow down to 2, doing this little side jank here.
Okay, we're doing the unnamed Onager, and it's an engineering command. I use the command to basically get rid of crew panic, which I did have to take a damage, by the way, and took one of my only shield left, which was on my rear. And now I'm going to take a shot back, and that's the only shot I got at Thrawn.
Alright, shooting the back to the side of Thrawn. I do have 2 shields in my back, and I do have 1 health remaining. Robson can get lucky here. That's what we got. There's nothing that you can do to change it.
Not really.
You get intel officer something.
Intel officer.
Until I redirect, and then I spend the other one.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Yeah. So, really nothing you can do about it. I redirect to the back. Still alive. Screed's gonna have to do it.
Alright, now we're moving forward. We don't have an ad to turn up anymore, so we're just doing the best we possibly can.
Okay, we'll just leave it here for Screed, guys.
Alright, Screed is up for the attack. And the
Concentrate fire. Oh, how about that?
Yes, of course I have it now. Alright,
Rob has some choices on the attacks he wants to make.
Right.
So we will let him think about that, and we'll be back at the dice.
Alright, Screed's attack. It's going to be a front blow attack into his front arc.
Can we get the whiffs of all whiffs?
And I do have concentrate fire, so let's say.
We just need 1 damage.
I know, but like I said, all whiffs. That's not a whiff.
You got 5 damage.
Yes.
Now you tee off
Now
on
I
me.
tee off, yeah.
Thrawn goes down, and that was expected basically by the way this game was going. Now my goal is, can I kill Screed and go to points? So, second shot.
Second shot. Yes, that is the that's.
You want to shoot at my Gozanti or shoot at my Quasar? He's got an ab shot into my Quasar or a side shot into my Gozanti.
I think I'm going to be doing a side shot into the Quasar, not the Quasar, my bad, sorry, into the Gozanti. I have a better chance of actually doing something like scatter. You have not used your scatter, correct?
I've not used anything yet. It is a medium range shot.
Yeah. So I do need to.
So you get all your dice.
And
you have intel officer.
And I did not use fire.
Nope.
So I still have that too.
Yeah.
Alright.
And you, like I said, you still have intel officer, so you could actually intel my scatter, and if it's a really good shot, be forced to burn it.
Yep.
Alright, 2 red and blue.
Yep.
Are you going into my front or my side?
Either way doesn't matter, does it? Me shield.
Potentially on how I orient myself. Shields are the same.
I'm going for the side shot.
Side shot. It's going really good so far. Intel?
Alright, I am going to intel the, well, either one's going to intel the what's that thing, scatter. Make you, and then accuracy the.
Wait, hang on. I just want to think. Why would you intel the scatter?
So you'd have to burn it.
And take no damage.
And take no damage.
You have an accuracy. Why would you intel the scatter?
Well, I keep thinking of ECMs. So, big new thing for you right now. Okay, so,
yes.
Sorry about that. Accuracy that.
Intel this,
right.
Accuracy that. Yes.
Okay.
Now, concentrate fire.
Fire in a, let's do a red.
Screed doesn't matter.
Screed doesn't matter, no.
This is what matters. I have to burn this anyway, so I'm burning it. I'm dead.
Yeah.
If this goes back to doubles.
Please.
1.
Whew. Well, that's still.
Take it on the shield, take 1 damage. I'm down to 2 health remaining. That was almost a perfect scenario.
Oh my God. Alright, there we go. We're moving away.
And that's it, guys.
There's no other squadrons.
No, it's not it. I forgot my Gozanti again. my poor Gozanti, who's doing such a good job.
Even took that hit.
To navigate, I'm going to use it. I'm picking up this VIP, or a hostage for intelligence gathering and torture. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. I'm slowing down to 1. Because I took damage on my side, I might as well just turn into you. At least present a shield to you when you do this again on me. Now we're done going to round 5. We still got plenty of game left, guys. I might be able to get Screed. Let's see. Start of round 5, guys. Of course, Thrawn has dropped, but there's an escape pod always. He survived with Fonto. The VIP is on this Gozanti, but he's he has some danger right there. This Gozanti's not necessarily safe, but we've got Jonas, we got Merrick with my Quasar hunting down Screed, who only has 3 health remaining. No shields on the back. But right now, IG-88 is holding down my defenders in the all-important Jindin to give Merrick the double hit. Can I drop IG-88, who only has 2 health remaining, with a defender maybe free Jindin up? Right, with Gozanti squad command. Merrick's coming in. Shot in the back. And then he's going to activate this defender here to try to kill IG-88. To free up Jindin for the squad phase to move for round 6 to assist Merrick. I do have a shot front to side, but it's not worth the salvo back. So we're not going to take it. It's just going to be Merrick try to put a little bit more damage, even if it's just him having him redirect damage. Here comes Merrick. Actually, that's perfect. Stop your redirect, so you have to take it. Did you want to salvo me? No. Point defense failure. When you attack a squadron, you have to remove a dice. And then the defender going after IG-88. IG-88 has 2 health remaining. Anti-scatter. No flight controllers on this one. 4 damage. Scatter. Counter back. Nothing. And I'm not going to take the shot. Actually, hang on. Unless I can shoot you in the back and maybe get... No, I'm crossing your line. Yes, there's no point. There's no point in me shooting you and taking a shield down with the salvo. Staying at 1, doing this to present my shields. Being at close range and medium range is no different, so might as well just get into the face of it.
Activating the Quasar. It is a squadron command, which IG-88 has been activated. I could use a special ability.
You could. I have 3 health, full health, full health.
Yeah.
You could focus him to try to take him down, or just use 3 dice and maybe get lucky, and then also put 3 dice into the other 2.
That is true, but I think I'll just focus him down, try to get the points.
Alright, I'm just gonna do it here, guys. No, only 2 damage.
Dang nabbit. And not with the range of flak, unfortunately.
We check the flak, not in range. Still moving, creeping away at speed 1. With my Quasar to navigate, I misplanned dials. Should have been a squad all the way. I should have known that Thrawn was going to die based on how things are going. But I am going to do, I do have double arc flak into IG-88. IG-88's scatter has been exhausted. He has 2 health remaining. We'll just do it here. Rear shot. Hit.
Well, no matter what, I think I have to burn it.
Okay. Side shot.
Oh.
Nothing.
Okay, good. I'm glad I burned it.
Alright, so scatter's gone. I'm going to use my nav to do this. Extra click at the 2, staying at 2. Like so.
Alright, so now Screed is up. And it is an engineering dial, which I am using, and I have taken away the crew something or other.
Crew panic.
I believe. And then I'm firing. Oh, by the way, I moved up my. I moved. One
Actually, no.
shield.
I'm sorry.
Wait, backing up.
I was assuming you had engineering 4. You don't. Like a sorcerer, you have 3. So you couldn't move the shield. So you just healed the damage card.
Okay.
Yeah, I just realized they don't heal very well.
Retake.
So side.
What
rear.
shot do you want first? Alright, we're going through the Gozanti.
Alright.
Side shot there.
2 red and a blue. I have a shield there. And you can shoot into my side or my front. They both have a shield.
I'll just go right to the front.
Right into the front. I have 2 health remaining. Shield on the front. Oh, you're getting the accuracies.
Alright. I am going to. Well, I got the accuracies. I'm not worried about. I'm going to screed the plain old line. I don't have anything.
Okay. Think about what we're doing here. You have an accuracy and a crit. Remember, you have to spend a die to do Screed.
Right. So I'm not going to spend the die. So
They take a damage on the front.
Yeah.
Now, into my Quasar.
Yep.
Accuracy hit.
Accuracy hit. So, accuracy the shield.
Yep.
He goes the only one.
Yep, so I have to take it on the front. Okay, turning at the 1. Oh yeah, you're clear. No problem. Just gonna jump to this guy.
Yeah. Well, you did all your guys.
Yeah, I'm all set. Because I like skipping them. I did not skip this time.
Okay, it's navigation. I'm sorry.
Yep, navigation. Let me see if we have a pot shot real quick at the Gozanti.
Ooh.
You do
And that is
two reds into a shield. I'm just doing it here.
Ooh.
Yep, so that's actually not bad, but I'm just going to spend my evade, not burn it, to cancel that, take it on the shield.
Yep, still it.
Yep, and then what do you want to do with your nav?
Okay, I am going to be going, well,
Just hard turn?
hard turn. Might be getting my own way though.
Okay.
There you go.
I would say you want to place a token, but there's no one to do shots out here. Alright, squad phase. Again, guys, we're just rapid firing this just because it's getting really late. Real quick, it's just me, Jonas, just to stage and prep. See if I can kill IG-88 now that he no longer has a scatter. Doing it with the defender because I want Jonas to be able to move to get in range for next round, for the final round, to help Merrick. So the defender, I need 2 damage. I got 3 damage. 88 goes down. Then Jendon is moving as far as he can. Just get in range of somebody to activate a squad. Maybe on orange. Alright, so we'll be back at round 6, guys. Sorry if this is getting a little disjointed. It's almost midnight here, and we're all getting a little loopy here. Little loopy. Okay, round 6. This might be like a rapid fire round, and I'm just going to do this right now. The main thing, keep in mind, my Gozanti has no shields left, 2 health remaining, and he has the VIP. That's very important. Screed, very important, now has 4 health remaining because Rob healed 1. No shields on the back. That's key as well. One thing I'm going to check real quick, because I think I might want to do my Quasar first to get maximum potential on him. Because my Quasar is in range to add its firepower. Right, okay, so basically this Onager is now out of the game. No shots on anybody. So yes, I'm going to go with the Quasar. Sorry, I'm just like going all over the place here like I'm drunk. Quasar is a squadron. And we're sending Jonas and Merrick in and Jendon in. If we can finish Screed, and if I do that, then basically the game's over, because then the Gozantis are just running away.
Right.
No shots over here. So that's what we're going to do. Can the Quasar finish Screed? I forgot the counting guide, guys. Merrick actually did damage. So he was at 2 health. He healed to 3. So he's got 3 health remaining.
This is big.
This is big. So, first, Jonas coming in. He had all his defense tokens, no shields on the back, but 2 shields on the port. Hit.
Well, we're going to be doing a shield.
Yep. Merrick. Merrick doing Merrick's thing. Crit.
Crit. We're going to have to brace. I don't know. Oh man, this is going to be bad. Run the Brett.
Yep.
Shield.
Yep.
But this might not matter though.
Yep, and now here comes Jendon. Merrick, do it again! Put it up the tailpipe. We will crit.
Yeah, burn the brace.
So 1 crit. Comms noise, I can reduce your speed or choose a new command dial. I'm going to reduce your speed to 0.
Let's say if you don't do that.
But it's just because it's funny. It's just to stop your salvo back at the Quasar. I think it's now just 2 health remaining. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 dice on the Quasar.
Yeah.
I need 2 damage. Barely. Exactly 2. With an accuracy to stop the salvo in case you had speed 1 anyway. Alright, that's it, guys. We're gonna go to the points. See what it comes out to. It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got the points all tallied, guys. So it came down to I scored 308, Rob scored 226.
Yep.
So it makes it a 7-4 margin of victory. It's like 80 something. I think it was 86 or whatever.
Yeah,
We're
tired.
Just gonna do this real quick because it's way past midnight. I actually have a 40-minute drive home after cleanup. So it was really good to be able to put this into practice. My plan, and in practice it worked. I think.
Yeah.
And because even though Thrawn did go down, I could have maybe done some angles better. But with a double Onager, I think I did the best I could potentially do. Rob making the choice to turn into Thrawn. If he didn't do that, then Thrawn doesn't die, and I'm just in your back.
Well, yeah, you're my butt. Yeah.
Off your butt, and who cares if you kill my Quasar at that point?
You would have both slaughtered.
Both slaughtered. So yeah, that was the right choice to turn into Thrawn. The other side, part of Rob's list, there really wasn't much he could do. Because his Onagers, basically Thrawn and the Onagers decided to go at each other.
Right.
Rob was way outclassed then with my squadron. Could carry presence with Iden and his stuff. It was just a matter of time before I wiped them out. It was just how long could he hold them down before he could come help the Onager battle. But the thing that did help me make it to 7-4, even if I did not pick up the VIP,
right,
I still win, but it's a 6-5. So the fact that I was able to drop Iden dropping Admiral was points I needed, but the fact that I dropped her in a place where I could then turn the Gozanti to go get it and keep the Gozanti alive was enough to at least give me the 7-4 victory. So thank you, Matt Soms. I really needed the practice. Thank you for submitting the double Onager so I can at least put it into practice at least once before the tournament. Remember the giveaway, as always, the requisite $50 for credit. Just comment what you thought about this battle. Give me your opinion on which fleet to use. Tomorrow, you guys will see the double ISD test for my final practice game, and then I'll give you guys my decision. You'll see it Thursday morning before I leave on which fleet I'm going to take. So, thank you, Rob.
No, thank you, man.
I'd love to discuss the results of this in the comments, guys. We're not going to do it live because we're tired. We're going to end it.
A lot,
But yeah, we'll talk about it in the comments, what you guys thought about the battle, how it went. So, thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take it easy.
Good night.